Voltamos a apresentar Lar de Desperdício.
It's the end of week 1 and Penny's back.
Just ended in disaster, really. I haven't kept to any of the rules, apart from the heating.
I asked you to half your shopping bill. How's that gone?
It's fine, because I had plenty of time at the beginning of the week. So I went to the farm shop, and then I went to the butcher's and did the same, and so, you know, that was fine. But then I ran out of time towards the end of the week, and it all went a bit horribly wrong. So off I trotted to the supermarket and filled my trolley, really.
So do you know how much you spent this week?
No.
It's £172.
It's less than I normally spend.
Yes, but the target was to halve it.
How has John taken to living the good life?
That's pretty full.
Yeah, I know. Well, we had to dig another one in because of the frequency that we've been bringing food down. I still think we're generating far too much food waste.
And what about the chickies? How have they been coping with kitchen scraps?
Yeah, they're no problem. They're really low maintenance, no problem at all. They don't eat a great deal, in fairness. Certainly not the amount we generate.
Let's talk about washing.
Yep.
Again, set you a pretty tough target of halving it.
Yeah.
How's that gone?
Well, I think I did 11, and I still haven't changed the girls' beds. So, again, I've gone over. But I haven't used the tumble dryer as much as I thought I would. I have managed, but I just, you know, and I had things hanging on the radiators. It was like a Chinese laundry in here. It's the smell of...
Will Marianne ever run out of excuses? The Tibbets bills have come down this week, but has she let the side down? They're about to find out.
Your target was to reduce your gas use by half. Well done. You've actually reduced it by 52%, which is excellent, but still 5 times the national average. So I'm setting you a new target. I'd like you to reduce it by half again.
Half again? That'd probably mean that we have to have the heating off completely.
No, not at all. What I'd like you to do is really get to grips with learning how to use the timer, your programmer. Well, I'm afraid your washing target was broken.
Only by 1.
But you still didn't meet your target. So I have no choice but to remove the offending appliance.
What, the washing machine?
And you'll be given a washboard and a mangle.
Penny's also taking action on their lax attitude to lighting.
Half of your electricity bill actually comes from your lights. You take them completely for granted. So, this week, you won't be using any lights. You'll be using these. I've got you 1 each.
Maybe these old-fashioned lanterns will stop the Tibbets taking their lights for granted.
Well, it's a toughie. It's quite a challenge. But I'm sure that Team Tibbet will take it away. Good luck, and I'll see you next week.
It's going to be a nightmare, isn't it?
It's week 2, and it's out with the new and in with the old. Marianne's beloved machine is being replaced with a washboard and mangle. Well, how does she think a great-grandmother managed? To help her cut down on the amount of washing the girls generate, Penny's also asked her to pack half their clothes away. But it's not all about going without. In order to help the Tibbets with their huge gas bill, solar panels and loft insulation are being installed. The loft insulation alone will reduce their gas bill by up to 1/4. Installing solar panels to heat their water could save them another 25%, not to mention 1/4 of a ton of nasty greenhouse gases. But they still don't know how to use their central heating timer. In desperation, Marianne's called in her dad.
Heating back on at 12?
No way, because I have enough job getting out of bed in the first place, let alone if it's cold. Yeah, but it gets cold quickly, and then...
After a predictably heated debate, her father manages to persuade her to turn the heating off for a total of 12 hours a day. Progress at last.
Penny, this is why we have so much washing.
Now that it's a lot less convenient for Marianne to do her washing, let's hope she thinks twice about letting the girls run around outdoors with no shoes on.
Oh, it's not bad, is it? 10 minutes to wash 1 pair of tights.
But every cloud has a silver lining.
And we've just been down and found our first egg. And it's really shiny.
Despite the day's ray of hope, Tonight they're in the dark. A rechargeable battery-powered lantern each is all they have to see by. Week 2 has flown by, and Penny's back to give the Tibbets their results. Was all that hardship worth it in the end?
I've invaded your house for the last couple of weeks. Marianne, how have you felt about the experience?
Hard work, but good. We've learnt a lot. We've learnt how utterly wasteful we are, or have been.
OK, there's been some challenging times. Marianne, what have you found particularly difficult?
The washing has been the most difficult. I've found it really difficult having to think about more how many loads can I do and what temperature has it got to be on, and can't use a tumble dryer. That's been, because it's my biggest time-saving device, really.
How did the mangle go?
God, the mangle, what a nightmare. I mean, they're just, well, however my grandmother used to manage with a mangle, I never saw her with one, but she must have muscles like a bodybuilder because it's such hard work.
John, what have you found easy?
I think the biggest eye-opener for me has been the rubbish, how we've condensed it down.
Actually, I've adjusted to the heating really well. I actually think it's quite warm in here now and the heating's not even on. So it's just getting used to the different changes in temperature, and I think if the heating was on at night now all the time, I think I'd find it too hot.
You've got to hand it to the Tibbets. By just adapting their lifestyle a bit, they've reduced their rubbish by 94%. They've cut their electricity use by 35%, and their food bill by an impressive 60%. And as for the heat, their gas use is down by almost 2/3. But they were tough nuts to crack.
So since I set the regime, how much money do you think you've saved in the last 2 weeks?
£300?
John, you have a go.
£350.
Well, what if I was to tell you you have saved a staggering £419.76.
In a fortnight?
Yes.
It's outrageous, isn't it?
Over a year, that's about 10 grand.
It's a mortgage, isn't it?
Now, you've worked for it, you've earned it, it's your money.
Hey! You come to join in the money? Okay, look. Money was saved. I can't believe that. £400 in a fortnight.
I know.
And you are setting a fantastic example to your children.
It's been quite an eye-opener for the Tibbets. It just goes to show that a little effort can go a long way.
If everyone in the country did what Marianne eventually agreed to do and wash their clothes at 40 degrees C, no higher mind, we would save £118 million a year and reduce our domestic carbon emissions by 740,000 tonnes. So you see, you really can make a difference.